Well, hello there. Peace, everybody. My name is Brenda Williams, and I'm the founder of Culture Shifters Unite, a womanist multimedia platform that centers storytelling, placemaking, and communal care. And today, I am coming to you live from Bamboo Royal Oak, who is one of our partners, but I would even say deeper than partners. They're one of our sisterships. And in our sistership, we are a constellation of impact. And I'm so grateful to Bamboo for all of their support, all of their love as we've been galvanizing infrastructure to help Culture Shifters Unite not only get to our next level, but to also create and deepen and widen relationships and impact. Their hospitality, I cannot even begin to quantify for you what they have meant to us and what they mean to this community. And they have multiple locations. So Royal Oak, downtown Detroit, midtown Detroit, Grand Rapids is the newest installment of Bamboo, and of course Bamboo Ann Arbor. So I wanted to quickly shout them out. Thank you so much, Amanda Luan, for all of the beautiful work that you have done, but also your unyielding support towards me. And I want to shout out Abby and Allie at Bamboo Royal Oak. You all have been pillars to help us and support the movement of Culture Shifters Unite. So let's go ahead and get into it. So next week at Joe's upscale resale shop, we'll be hosting So You Want to Publish a Book. And I wanted to name something. This is not just a book publishing event. It's not just a networking event. It's a communal gathering. Stories are so important. As a poet and as a creative, first and foremost, I do understand the impact of connection. Words connect us. Stories unite us. And when we look at connection and unification, it bonds us to something much greater. And I believe that it's our shared humanity, and it helps to cultivate empathy when we share a story. And no matter where you are in your book writing process, whether you're just starting, ideating, or have it, a dear friend of mine shared with me just last week that she has written a children's book, and it's been written for a while. And of course, as we know, life happens. I am a caregiver. I am the first to tell you I understand about life happening, about the stop and start, about the cancellations and rescheduling and reorientation at any given moment, because my father has dementia, and I'm also, also moving through very real grief. My mother made her transition just 2 years ago, and then I was immediately thrusted into a caregiving role. And in some cases, I have to bring him with me. And if you have been to any of the Unnetworking events or the Brenda Williams show, you may have noticed an elder gentleman who is yelling and cheering for his baby, because he said even at 90 years old, I will always be his baby. And I treasure that and I value that. And I had to also just consider for myself, as a recently published international best-selling author in a book anthology, that my life can't solely revolve around caregiving. I have to figure out how to insert caregiving inside my life. And it was a challenge. I will not lie to you. It was a challenge to do it. The writing, of course, all of the emotions that come up with writing, because I shared my story about the transition of my grandmother, losing my job, and the removal of a fibroid tumor, all in succession. And it was about 10 years ago, but I felt like the time was now that the correct opportunity presented itself. And so I am so grateful to Melissa Keenan for allowing me to be part of a global anthology of women who are sharing the medicine of their own stories of how they navigated through a dark night of the soul, whether through familial separation, health opportunities, near-death experiences, and the like. And so I want to invite you into telling your own story. And so I just want to name just really quickly about how we want to create something that outlives us. But I want to name that on July 18th, we'll be convening at Joe's Upscale Resale Shop but the importance of voice. And so we have some amazing panelists that I want to name for you. Megan Johnson, who will help us think about finding the story that we're called to tell. Lori Tucker Sullivan, who will help us to explore writing that preserves memory and legacy. But Linda Wee Lester, who will show us how ideas can become tools for leadership and organizational transformation. Lori Jo Vest, who is the founder of the hilarious but also truth-telling podcast, Work Mom Says, Don't Be an Idiot, Don't Be an Idiot, and Pop Speed Digital Marketing. And Vicki Gould, who is a TEDx presenter and also best-selling author, who has a way of bringing us back to ourselves and move through mind, body, and spirit. So this is going to have an impact, I believe, well past the actual event date, because unnetworking is just that. It's unnetworking. You all are part of a constellation as opposed to simply an ecosystem. Because within the ecosystems, we can simply replace the human being, or we can sometimes solely be focused on what we perceive to be the mission and vision, and then we forget our humanity. But in a constellation, as you know, when a star goes dim or burns out, it impacts the whole. It impacts the body of the constellation. So people are not easily replaced. So I'm inviting you to join us and bring your beautiful energy to go into a deeper excavation of your own story. Not just your lived experience, but maybe the fantasy or the legacy or the thought partnership that you're wanting to put in the world. Because I can guarantee you, even if you've already published your book, the industry is ever changing and ever evolving. So some of our guest panelists have gone the traditional route of publishing. Some have done both. Some have gone the self-publishing route. And we'll also talk about the marketing and promotions and some of the maybe unsexier sides of publishing. But wherever you are in your journey, I invite you to join us. And again, that event is on July 18th at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Joe's Upscale Resale Shop located in Southfield, Michigan. My name is Brenda Williams, and I'm the founder of Culture Shifters Unite. We're a womanist multimedia platform that centers storytelling, placemaking, and communal care, and we are nothing without community. So I hope to see you then. Please stay in touch. Bye for now.